Namaste. My name is Vivekanand. VakeTechnology.com is my website. Welcome to this short tutorial. I shall be sharing what I have learned with you today. And today, I have a very able student with me, and I shall introduce him to you in a bit. But the agenda is going to be as follows. I shall start with just a minute. It has been a long time since I've done one of those, where I shall give you my elevator pitch, followed by one from my student here today.
You didn't tell me there's a homework assignment.
After that, I shall explain why do we ever need Google Plus collections. Then I shall explain what they look like by briefly showing you one of my collections. Then I shall take you and show you how to create one for yourselves and how to use it effectively. So that's the agenda for today. And it's time for just a minute. I shall explain why you may want to know me, what benefits you may get from knowing me, followed by how you can reach me. This would be my elevator pitch, and hopefully I would take only 60 seconds of your time. Namaste. My name is Vivekanand. VakeTechnology.com is my website. I believe in living a simple life. I believe in thinking differently. I am proud to share my belief with Steve Jobs and Leonardo da Vinci, who said, "Simplicity is the ultimate in sophistication." Here's my simple way. Avoid the cowboys, work with the Indian. Let the Indian handle technology, and you live an integrated, simple life. Maybe you have lots of projects and you are struggling to find someone who can integrate and simplify. You can reach me through my G+ profile or my website, wake-technology.com. That should have been just about a minute. I have not done it for a long time now. I have been busy with lots of other things. So let me introduce you to the student for today, Mr. David F Leopold. David, it's your turn. You have 60 seconds to tell our viewers why they should know about you, what benefits they would get, and how to reach you.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know I was going to have to talk about all that stuff today. Let me simplify my story by saying that I am having a very enjoyable time in my life right now, as I am taking 40 plus years of small business experiences and have created in the last 6 months with the technology help of Vivek a video book, and it is the most interesting, fun, exciting project that I have ever had. So I would encourage folks to visit dreamingwithentrepreneurs.com and follow the tabs. But the very last tab on the right-hand side will say video book, and you'll have an opportunity to really look at what the book is all about. But as important as that is, you'll be able to study Vivek's technology, because he created the site from an engineering development standpoint. And I think it's very important in the total formula. So I don't know if I went over 60 seconds, Vivek, but I would have to say that a good 30 seconds were about you, so we're okay.
Okay. Um, yeah, you did go over 60 seconds, but it is fine. Um, I now have come to answering the question, why G plus collections? As I said before, elsewhere, a busy, say, business person who is already loaded with the stuff he or she needs to do for social media, for that person, isn't this yet another one that needs to be added to that list? The answer is not so. If you are a happy business person, then you would soon see why. Most of us know the power of Google Plus and the impact your shares, not as in stocks, but what you do on Google Plus your shares have on your ranking within Google's ranking system. All your shares would be in the Google Plus stream. Now, the stream is, as its name indicates, fluid, and lots of shares, not just by yourselves, but by everyone else, would be in the stream. I don't know whether it's very clear to you in this image here. It's a stream. Water is flowing, lots of people jumping around in that stream, but water keeps flowing. So the stuff in the stream flows away. Now, if you consider your shares to be just casual, I had macaroni cheeseburger for breakfast this morning kind of stuff, then nobody really gives much care. But what if you share important stuff and you want people to come back to it, refer to it, learn from it, use the knowledge you shared, engage with you, and do business with you? Then G Plus Collections is a great addition. I shall try to show you how, where all it becomes useful. You can, there are lots of points about um, collections. You can, it can be very useful even for people who are not on Google Plus. So if you want to go out of Google's sphere, Google world, then Google Plus Collections is a very good way to do that. At this point, let me quickly do a screen share and show you my collections. Of course, you may think it's a shameless plug, but okay. So this is what I see when I go to my G Plus profile and click on the tab there, which is available under a drop-down menu there, under collections. This is what you would see, because I have created these streams. I created them, customized them, and these are the other collections from my circles. People who are in my circles, they have created their own collections. Few notable names here: JD, that's appearing here. Then This is Rain Dowells. I think she may even be in the audience now.
Vivek, may I ask a question?
Yes,
Uh, as you, these other folks have
they
established.
they have their own collections. They have created their collections, and it is shared publicly. So, um, so now, David, if you go into your Google Plus profile page and look at collections, even though you may not have created your own collections as yet, you would still see lots of other people's collections because they have shared. And as long as you have those people in your circles, you can see those collections.
So, if I understand you correctly, uh, the moment that those folks would update their collection, it dynamically gets updated in the collection that I would have for them on my website or on my in my profile.
Yes, on your profile. Mhm.
So it's a great way for folks to, if they want to come to my stream and they know that I'm following, for instance, you or whomever I might be following, and I have created a collection that could see all the things that that individual has said.
Yes, it's a way of, and as I said, anything that you share goes in the stream, and the stream has lots of stuff. So in the stream, it gets lost with lots of stuff, and people won't have, unless they go looking for it. One way, of course, is to, if you have been using the hashtags, then people can look for your hashtags, and they may be able to gather all your collections and go through them. And but it's like, um, if you are a dynamic, and which you are a dynamic person with lots of ideas, lots of projects, lots of things going on, you would be sharing lots of things, some of which may even be stuff like what you had for dinner. I don't know. Maybe I have not seen anything from you in that.
Well,
Uh,
you bring up a great point. I mean, it's a great point because in organizing, it's a way to organize what's in your stream.
and yes, and one of the major things I have seen is, you do that, it becomes a kind of repository, a library, if you will, where um, you share stuff into the public stream, and then you also share the same thing to a collection. It's like saying, it's like saying you go into a large department store. Uh, you would see there lots of fashion designers collections. It's very similar to that. The concept is very similar. uh, when you are, let's say you want a specific fashion designer's dress or whatever, suit, anything, you probably will go to that designer's collection and grab what you want and pay for it. And similarly here, your collection is a way of organizing. So why it's required? It's required to organize your, and here is the important part, which I'm going to go shortly into. um, okay, let me go into that right now. Let me put the collections browser window right onto this screen that you see behind me, and maybe I may have to do a screen share again. Okay. Is it clear, or do you want? I think, yeah, it's not very clear. I
I
need
see
to do
somebody
it.
in the second row there all by themselves. That immediately caught my eye.
Yes. Let me do a screen share.
That's better.
Okay. These are my collections, and you can see, let's
Why
say,
don't you
for example,
why don't you open that tutorial and
yeah,
techie stuff one that you did? That's a good one.
the point here is I have been sharing lots of stuff, and these are some of the things that I shared. For example, let me pick the oldest one. Oh, not in this collection. Okay, let me go back. I would rather select this one. Prince 2 is a Prince 2 stands for Projects in Controlled Environment. It's a project management certification qualification. And I had done a series of HOAs, about 14 of them, way back in, I think I started somewhere in August 2014. I think, let me clarify that exact date. Yeah, August, 5th August, something like that. Episode 4. I started in 16th July 2014, and I shared the timestamps and so on for that HOA series. So this is a so this is a very old HOA series, if you understand what I'm saying. But and this has been shared into the Google Plus stream on that date. And it's I mean, if you expect people to find it by themselves, no, you really can't expect people to find this share by themselves. So this is a very easy way to collect all those previous HOA timeshare, I'm sorry, timestamp Google Plus shares, put them together into the collection. That's what this allows you to do. One thing about the collections I should point out, as you add to the collections, there is very little you can do about the order in which these things appear. So, for example, if I episode 1 is here, episode 2 is here, where is episode 3? It's there. Episode 4 is there. Episode 5. It feels it bit jumbled up, and there's no way for anybody to organize them properly, at least not yet. But knowing that it is from Google, I'm sure Google will come up with a way to organize these and make them more organized. And that there is another way, which is a collection can be a collection of collections. Let me say that again. You can have collections within collections. So,
Let me ask a practical question here, Vivek.
mhm.
Um, I know that you have developed a Udemy course on Prince 2.
I am in the process of developing it.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
you're in development. How will this collection that you have done uh, in in your stream, how will that impact, or will it impact, or could it impact what you are doing and developing for Udemy?
Great point. And Udemy, you can provide in a Udemy course, you can provide additional resources. One way to provide the additional resource is to provide a um, YouTube playlist of YouTube that may have you may have created, and that would mean people, your students can go look at the reference material and so on. That's one way. The other one is actually, now that the Google Plus collections is available, you can share the Google Plus collection to the into the Udemy course, because a Google Plus collection has its own permanent URL, which means that, and this is actually the second most important reason why it's useful, why you should get into Google Plus collections, because you can share this URL, which I just mentioned, anywhere. You can share it onto Twitter, you can share it onto Facebook, you can share it onto LinkedIn. Um, you can share it into Udemy course. And whoever clicks on that URL would see something like what I am showing here. They would be able to go through that. They don't need to have a Google Plus account. That's another important aspect, because if you simply do a G Plus share on its own, most of the time only people who have Google Plus account can see that share. But here, this Google Plus collection URL, if you share that URL, they can see it. It's almost like a web page on its own. So they can see it and they can go through this page here, and look at all these various things and click on that. Of course, to respond to any of that, for example, uh, people can, if they have a Google Plus account, they will be able to plus one the content or put a comment, which would mean when they put a comment, you would get to know about it, the author of the Google Plus collection, or whoever is in fact that comment is directed to do. But to do that, they would need a Google Plus account. But if they are not interested in putting in a comment, then they don't need a Google Plus account, but still they can have the benefits of what you are sharing, the information, the knowledge.
Let me bring this very very close to home, and it really shows the value of
Mhm,
the concept. Um, Number one, as folks know, if they follow me, I'm doing a video book,
mhm,
and uh, I need to market this video book outside of the Google Plus world.
mm,
So we're creating a collection for the video book. And now all I really need to do is market that URL into Facebook, into Twitter, into LinkedIn, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gathering all my information. You hit home on a key point. A person can view that and not have a Google Plus account.
Mm.
That is extremely important, number one. But number two, just from an engagement and a relationship aspect, people are now going to come and look at my collection, but now I've got them inside of my Google profile.
Mm-hmm.
And they hopefully, I will gain new engagers,
Mm-hmm.
new folks into my community by just putting this URL out there. It's unbelievable. It's once again Google trying to make our lives more simple.
Yeah, and in this case, this is a what I'm showing now on screen is a um, Google Plus collection that I created for David's video book, and these are I have actually collected David's Google Plus shares. So here's another point. It's not necessary that you have to collect only your Google Plus shares. You can collect anybody's Google Plus shares. But now these become, uh, in effect, I have control over my collection. This is actually my collections, my collection of David Leopold's video book.
Can I buy
Uh,
it from you, Vivek?
yeah.
We obviously we see Chef Dennis right there. Here's a perfect application for him. Last
Mm,
weekend, he did
mm,
a phenomenal
mm,
um, blogging conference, virtual,
mm,
and he had I don't know what 15 sessions, 20. I don't even know how many he had. It was a all weekend long. He could
mm,
collect all of those, which I'm sure he's probably doing,
mm.
and put them into a collection like this. And
Yeah.
that becomes an extremely valuable tool of information.
Mhm. Yeah, and the point about how to actually create a collection is really very simple. And this collection is actually it's actually more than just Google Plus collection. Google has been actually creating collections of the photos that people have been taking and sharing on Google Plus or storing it on Google Drive. For example, when I look at my Android phone, I have taken quite a few pictures using the Android phone. I have taken few pictures using a different standalone camera, but then I shared that I stored that photo onto my Google Plus. To my Google Drive. Now, Google has created two things. One is collections. It shows all my photos from years. I was actually surprised to see a couple of photos that I had taken 6 or 7 years ago. It was about we had as a family we had been to Paris on holiday, and I had taken lots of pictures. So Google has created two things. One is collections, which is just a collection of photos. uh, Second one is they also have created what is known as stories, and I think this is going to be probably the next thing that is coming up from Google. They are going to release it. It's already out there as such, but it's not getting the required importance, or uh, it's not seen as such yet. Um, stories. You take lots of pictures, then Google puts them together and creates a story for you. And it says, it actually keeps track of on this specific day you were at this location and these are the pictures that you took. For example, my Paris story, it shows me the pictures that I took with my family. Of course, in most of those pictures, because I was taking the photos, I am not there in the pictures, but not most of them. Some of them I then told my son to take a picture because I also wanted to be part of that. But the point is, Google has created the story, and that story, I would be surprised if Google, will not say later on that you can share these stories or things like that. There may be a permanent URL that they make available for people to share their stories. So, okay, here coming back to David's video book story here. Um, these are the Google Plus shares that David did, as you can see here, originally shared by David Leopold, and I collected them. So now, if someone clicks here, they can reach David's original share. Whereas if they do a comment here, then it's a comment onto my collection. For example, I've seen somebody comment on something. Where is that?
Well, while you're looking, I might make a comment on what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I need to. We need to make it clear on this particular collection. What they are seeing are screenshots of the individual doing their chapter. Each one of these pictures represents a chapter in my book, or a couple of them represent a collected chapter of a few people. But I'm only summarizing the chapters.
Yeah, and to reach and be able to see the video book, people have to be subscribers. So all these people are sharing valuable information, and all of that is in one place. So that's why the collection is so important. Okay, where is my...
So while you're doing that, I would summarize everything by saying you have here created a sales page for one aspect of what it is that I do. That's what this is. And that's a wonderful way to use this tool to market what we do as individuals. So kudos to Google and kudos to Vivek.
Okay. It's one of the major aspects, as let me stress it again. I've already mentioned that. For example, here, this is a video blogs. These are blogs that I did over 2 years ago. And I did Google Plus shares back then. And all of them are, I've put together this collection, which means people can get the benefit of these collections, and I can actually collect, put a link to these Google Plus shares on my website. I can pick the necessary link from here. It's like saying I have a place for to. Okay, I think something has gone wrong here. Pinning has gone wrong. I was trying to show the screen, and all the while it was actually showing you, David. Something is wrong with the auto pinning is not working somehow. So this collection of video blogs that I did more than 2 years ago, I am able to collect them and put them in this way. Okay, what's the next point?
Why don't you get into a quick discussion on how to put one of these collections together?
Yeah. Okay, as I was mentioning in the comments, how it is done is actually fairly simple, at least for me. may not be for...
Emphasis on for you.
Yes. So, okay. Let me go back to my... This is my G Plus profile, and this is the stream. As you can see, the stream has lots of stuff. I don't know who is this. Why is Sally Sue Amber sharing this picture? I don't know.
I have to go to my stream every day to see what people are trying to hack into my stream, Vivek.
Yeah. So these are the streams, and stream has lots of stuff, and it keeps flowing. Easiest way to create a collection is to go to your Google Plus profile, come here, click on the drop-down menu here, and you would see here an option which says collections. And that takes you to this. Since I have already created a few collections, it's not showing me a welcome screen. A new person who comes into the collections thing, it will also take you into a short tutorial where you can read how to create it, and there is some simple guidance that is available. So let me start a quick... It's as easy as hitting this create a collection button. It's a clear enough sign, plus symbol, create a collection, plus I need to give it a name. What collection shall I make, David?
Something that's going to you've already done one on tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
Video tutorials. That's a good collection.
Okay. Now, name you will be able to change later if you want, but there is something which you will not be able to change. And I am a Google Apps for Business user, and that is the account that I am using here. As you can see here, my logo is there, not Google's logo. So this is my Google Apps account. That is why by default, when I hit create a collection, it says it's visible to whoever is within my domain. So it has put wake technology as default. It says this collection and all its posts will only be visible to members of wake technology. That is the default. I can change it to any of these, but here is I don't know why they have made it turned it into a little bit gray. This should actually be highlighted and made bold, the red color, whatever. I don't know why they are actually de-emphasizing it. I don't know the reasons why, but um, maybe they expect people like me to highlight it again during tutorials like this. But anyway, uh, once you hit the create button, a collection will be created. After that, I won't be able to change the visibility. So that is one most important aspect. Once I create a collection, I will be able to delete the entire collection, but I will not be able to modify the visibility. That's what this says. Once set, this can't be changed.
Let me let
So
me let me emphasize that with me personally, Vivek, so people can totally
yeah.
understand that. I have a Google Plus profile stream that I've been developing for 3 years
Mm.
or more, and that's got a lot of followers in it.
Mhm.
Only in the last 6 months maximum have I had a Dreaming with Entrepreneurs Google for Work uh, profile.
Yeah.
And obviously, because it's only 6 months old, it is not as robust
Not
as
not
my.
not yeah, you not robust. Robust is the wrong word. Not as popular, or not as many people know about it, or uh, your circles for that account does not have lots of people.
Correct.
uh,
So I need to go back and make sure that when I create a collection, I'm making it visible to the public.
yeah. So you can make it visible to the public, you can make it visible to the circles, your circles, which means only people within your circles will be able to see it, but not the public, uh, not the general public. So they would need to add you to their sorry, uh, you would need to add them to your circles, and only then it will be visible to them. So let me say that again. If you select this option, you would need to add people to your circles. Only then they will be able to see that collection. And this is one where you can say only you can also say it's only visible to you, which means it's going to be a completely private collection. And there is an option which says custom. Let me see what custom can be a combination of uh, circles
Oh,
and all that. So anyway, I'm going to create a public one. But here, if you notice, since I am a Google Apps for Work or Google Apps for Business account, it is giving me this warning. Be careful. Posts in this collection could be seen outside Wake technology. So Google Apps for Work is used by corporate houses. Google Apps for Work is used by, among prominent names I can think of right now, Jaguar Land Rover. That's the car company. You know, the 4x4 vehicles. Specsavers. They are a um, optician here in the UK. There are quite a few big names, and though those companies would be using Google circles and so on for their own internal communication, for their own internal collaboration, sharing, etc., etc., which they would not want to be visible to outsiders, that it may be sensitive information. So since Google Apps for Work is something which is used by lots of people, lots of big names, Google has thought it very important to put this warning. Okay. Tagline is something which Karen V. Chin was mentioning in one of her presentations. It was not visible to everyone. It was not available to everyone, but now it is available to me at least. And she suggested that we should use this tagline. I don't really know what to use for the tagline, but she highly recommends using it. Um,
Well, it further engages folks to.
yeah. Mhm.
Where did I hear that one before?
Okay, it's as once you select all these aspects, hit the create button. So Google picks up a image randomly. So this image has been picked up randomly, and the color scheme has been picked up at random. So this of course is the title that for this collection, and the tagline, as you can see, appears here. You are more or less required, I should say, more or less required, but you can leave it at the default settings if you don't mind, but you can customize this. You can change this photo by clicking this, change the color scheme. That's what this pop-up little pop-up window is telling me. And this button is for sharing the collection. This gives you the URL which you can share, and this is where you can change some of the settings, edit the collection, delete the collection, uh, which as it is now are not really relevant because there is nothing in this collection as yet. Okay, let me go and customize this very quickly. I need to get through this very quickly. Okay. It has taken a random photo. I can add my own photo.
Yeah, why don't you put your logo in there?
Yeah. There is a size dimension that is recommended, and Terry Lee Britton has created a template, and Dustin Stout has dimensions available on his website. But right now, I don't think I have any images of that size as such. But anyway, let me go and pick.
You should create a collection of all of that kind of stuff, Vivek.
Yeah, but there is quite a lot of those things, and for each of them, typically you should actually create a specific image. And for example, there is YouTube itself needs theme page, theme image. So all of that, I mean, each of them has their own sizes. So there is quite a lot of. So I would highly recommend going to Terry Lee Britton's template page and look at various the sizes that he has, and all the information about the sizes, and it also gives you the tool to create a image like that. Okay, let me, where do I have images? I think it will say it's far too big, but probably it would let me crop it. Yes, it doesn't have much on the screen itself. And the other point is the collections. When someone sees the collection, this would be the general area of this image that it picks up. Top and bottom and even the sides would be covered until they click the image. So if you are putting text and so on, you need to be aware of these things. If you put some text here at the top, for example, then it would probably get truncated. So I can actually use shorter. When I do that, the image itself will look bigger. Okay. So that's what you would see. As I said, for example, at the bottom, there is technology.com. That is missing here. You can't see it here. But anyway, you can change the color from one of these. Let me pick this to match rest of the. No, there's no way to customize it to exactly match this color. They may bring it later on, but anyway.
Doubtful. A lot of extra programming.
Yeah, they probably would bring it later on. So that is the basic customization done. Now it says your collection is now visible. Time to share your first post, because there is nothing in this collection. That's why it is saying that. So it says I can add to this collection. I can also do, if I look at my, okay, here is, let me show you a two-way sharing happening. Let me quickly go to my website. No, where? Here. No, that takes me to. I had a list of YouTubes. I think I have been doing changes to the website, so I think it is gone somewhere. Okay, let me pick a. It's not really related, but I let me do a start. Okay. So these are the G plus shares that are embedded into my website. I can pick one of these and share them. Let me pick one from Simon Sinek. This is a embedded one, so I need to grab the URL. No, I need to go to that share. So this is the share. I can add this share by putting it video tutorials. That's the collection which I just now created. I can share this into that, and that's when it goes into that. Okay, let me, rather than add to that this collection right now, let me add it to an existing one, which would make more sense because that is already small business collection. So these are some of the collections. Let me add something more to this. I can add them directly here, or if I have already a share which is a bit old, I can share it to this one. Let me do that. This is a very old share. I have managed to grab it. Now, here if I click, this is a usual button that people use to share. But now you see a little down arrow next to that. And when I move my mouse over it, it says collect this post. I can collect this post. And since this is an old post, it gets moved. So now this post is moved to small business. If I come here and probably refresh, there it is. So I have shown you two different ways of you can create a new post and add it directly here into this collection, or you can move a old post into this. And remember, every time you add to a collection, a notification will be sent to all your people in your circles. So whoever has access to this collection will get a notification. So I think I have come to the end of today's collection tutorial, but we need to set up a collection for you, David. Let's get doing. If it shouldn't take more than 5-10 minutes. Shall we do that?
Let's not do it in this particular one.
Okay, yeah.
we don't want to confuse the folks too much.
Okay.
No, because it's you've given me a lot to think about. Thank you, Vivek. As I was listening to you just talk about how you do it, I was thinking marketing ideas of how to use all of that to make my marketing more effective,
Mhm.
and that is actually a summary statement
Yeah.
to
Uh,
to the
wha- wha-
tutorial.
yeah. Well, one thing I would say is you can create collection of anybody's post, but if they delete that post, then you may have difficulty in, I mean, from your collection probably it would go away. I'm not sure about that aspect. uh, if you share, if you collect someone else's post into a collection, so it's very important that any post that you do yourself, you should collect them, you should put them into a collection. And I hope I have shown you how to do it. I started with why. That's where Simon Sinek says start with why. And go on to explain. I did explain how, and I showed you what. So I hope I have covered all the topics that I needed to. Um, okay. Um, Whoever is watching this tutorial live or recorded replay, thank you for watching. I shall now jump back into the event page and answer any comments that are there. If you have any comment or question to ask, please go ahead, add it into the event page, and I shall try my best to answer them. I never claim to be an expert in anything. That's me. I never claim to be an expert in anything. I always share what I learn. So I'm bringing this tutorial to an end with my usual statement: integrate, simplify life. Thank you for watching. Get in contact with me through my Google Plus page, my website, wake-technology.com. And thank you. Integrate, simplify life.